I attended a USCIS interview with one of my clients a few days ago. And as we were leaving the office of the immigration officer and he was escorting us down the hallway, he asked, "So are you going to apply for naturalization now?" Because my client was now eligible for naturalization now that he had approved the case that we were there for. I'm not going to go into too much detail on exactly what kind of case it was or where it was, because I don't want there to be any negative consequences for this very kind and caring immigration officer. He said that everyone who's eligible for naturalization should apply right away, and that there are a series of imminent changes being implemented, and that he's receiving all sorts of emails and guidance regarding changes that are going to be implemented really soon. So I know I've made a lot of videos specifically on naturalization and saying, like, if you're eligible, apply immediately. So I'm just going to repeat that guidance here. If you are eligible for naturalization and there are no major problems in your immigration history, it's super clean, like you went straight from employment-based visa or family-based petition into conditional residence or full permanent residence, and now at least 5 years has passed, or you're married to a US citizen and 2 years and 9 months have passed and you've been living with that US citizen, and there are no major problems in your history, you should either apply right away or possibly consider waiting out the next 4 years and wait until policies begin to improve, because things are already getting harder for my clients and there haven't even been any formal policy changes yet. Just last week, one of my clients went to an interview and the officer was interrogating her about some information that she included on her form I-751, which is the form you file to remove conditions on your residency when you're married to a US citizen. The officer required all sorts of additional information. She wants a DNA test showing that the child is related to the father, her former spouse who she was married to, all sorts of explanations for a couple of arrests that my client had in the past, 5 years of tax returns for random years. She didn't even really explain why she wanted those. And by the way, tax returns are generally not required for most people who apply for naturalization. They are required in some instances, but the majority of naturalization applications that I submit do not include tax returns, even though a lot of people seem to think they are required. The immigration officer also requested like a detailed affidavit regarding a couple issues that she brought up during the interview. It was a very hostile interview. And by the way, this isn't happening to most of my clients, but it is happening to some clients, especially ones who've been here for like 20 years and who have complicated immigration histories. Like in those situations, I'm gonna really begin rethinking whether or not it's worth it to apply for naturalization. And if they still decide that they want to apply, I really need to prepare the client on what they should expect when they attend these interviews. Historically, I've been telling clients, like, you don't need a lawyer to go with you to this interview. It's going to be pretty straightforward. They're just going to go through your application. If it's based on marriage and you're applying after just 3 years of being a resident, you're going to need to bring a ton of additional evidence. If your I-751 is still actually pending, you should also bring your US citizen spouse in addition to all the evidence. And they're just going to administer the citizenship test. Usually these interviews take like 15 to 30 minutes, but I've seen some experiences recently with my clients and other attorneys' clients where immigration officers will go through every single question on the application, sometimes trying to trip people up. Other clients that I've had have had super easy experiences. So it's kind of hit or miss right now, but it's becoming more aggressive and there haven't even been a ton of changes implemented. In fact, no regulations have changed yet. So again, guys, I'm just gonna repeat it. If you are interested in naturalization, which is like the ultimate goal if you never wanna face uncertainty with your immigration status in the future, once you naturalize, you're pretty much safe. There are some rare instances in which you can be denaturalized and stripped of your US citizenship, but it's a very difficult process once you're naturalized. And really the only way you can be denaturalized is if you obtained your naturalization through some sort of fraud, like you misrepresented something on your naturalization application. The background checks are increasing, the processing times are increasing. So if you're gonna apply now. Otherwise, just wait it out. And once things get easier, you should revisit the topic. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I just wanted to share that experience I had straight from the immigration officer. You should apply now. if you're eligible. If you have any questions about this video or any immigration topics, you could schedule a consultation directly with me. My information is in the video description below, and I'll see you guys next time for another video.